Welcome to the Quint, and I'm so glad we're talking again. I think 2024 has been one of your best years.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, let's count what all she's achieved just in 1 year. Okay, you're already blushing. Okay, so you have a film that made it to the 100 Crore Club. You have a song that did fabulously. You were loved in Maharaj and Veda. And of course, now you're shooting for Spyverse opposite Alia Bhatt.
Yeah.
Did I miss something?
No.
So can you say this is the best year yet?
It is. It truly is the best year yet.
Yeah, okay. We're going to talk so much more about your career, but yes.
I have to get something.
Sorry?
I have to get something. A bit of
Oh! Oh my God!
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi. Thank you.
How sweet is that? We started on a fabulous Shah Rukh Khan note.
Thank you.
Thank you. So since he
Yes.
brought Mr. SRK on our sets already,
Yes.
I think we should start with that. Do you have like a favorite SRK moment or a personal interaction that's very close to your heart?
I think the favorite SRK moment, I think, is Palat for everybody. Like, I mean, it's DDLJ's Palat.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or any personal interactions you've had with him where you felt like, oh my God.
I mean, I've always, said hi, hello, but most times I'm tongue-tied. I've not been able to speak too much. But I mean, meeting him anytime has just been, it's honestly like a dream come true.
Yeah, I think that happens to all of us because he has this aura, right?
Yeah.
That you're just like,
Yeah.
oh God, should I say something? Because we're going to talk so much more about the films, about your career and everything that you've achieved. But before that, let's take her back to her childhood. You guys want to know something about her childhood? Yeah? We don't know much about that, do we, right? Okay, so tell us, what kind of a child were you? Were you one of those always getting into like trouble, or were you like proper?
I was very, I would get into trouble also, but I had very good grades and I was a very good student. So I think my parents never really had this big issue. I was balanced in both ways.
Which is a good thing. If you had to talk about your childhood, and you just think about, say, your growing up days, is there like a memory that you cherish the most as a kid?
Just Sundays with my family.
How nice.
Just, to just, sit on the sofa and like eat a bag full of chips and watch a movie. I mean, I remember we used to rent like DVDs and VCDs at that point. So anything like this Sunday plan with my family, I still cherish that actually. And that's something I used to love.
Do you get the chance to do it now?
Not so much.
Yeah, as we're growing up, we always have like influences in our lives, right? Somebody who's had like the maximum impact on us growing up. So who's that person for you who's had the maximum influence in your growing up years?
I think my sister has, because my sister is 3 years older than I am. Her name is Kasturi. She's had the most impact in my life because we've always shared a room. I have shared her clothes, let's just say that. Because I used to steal her, I used to steal her clothes, I still do. I think that just that bond, because you share a room, is just very, very special. And you just know each other so well and you've seen each other's growth and journey.
Oh, lovely. I think most siblings have that, right?
Especially when you're a younger sibling, you always look up to your elder siblings.
What was college like for you? Again, were you like a diligent student or were you a canteen regular?
I was definitely a canteen regular because anybody who knows me knows I love eating food. I went to Ruparel College and we had a very, very nice canteen and there was some really yummy food there. Actually, in college, I wasn't that diligent actually because I took science and I think that I didn't love doing science. I was always this A grade student, so I used to study, but I didn't enjoy it. So then I was like, we used to bunk lectures. And I think the concept of college only for people is to bunk.
Yeah. Do you guys relate to this? Yeah. All of you used to bunk? I was petrified of bunking and getting caught.
Really?
Yeah. So of course, okay, we understand that you didn't really like science and you don't want to really study it. But I think it's one of the things that we're always told ki ye sahi hai, ye karna chahiye. You know, it's what you should do.
Yeah.
Now that you're an actor, tell us, when did this thought about becoming an actor really come about for you?
Ever since I was young, I always felt like I wanted to be a part of the movies. Because like I said, that every Sunday we used to have this family movie day, or like we used to go and watch like all films in the theatres. I felt it was very magical, you know, to be a part of films. I remember I used to go home and I used to like dress up in front of the mirror. I used to take my mom's dupattas and I used to dance on like these songs. So I feel like for me, I've always wanted to do that, but because my family is not from the film industry, I don't know, I felt it was distant. Or maybe I didn't have the courage at that time to, from the beginning, to say it out loud that I wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
I just felt that my path would be easier if I follow something that everyone in my family is doing.
Yeah.
Because there's just more knowledge about it. And my dad's a builder and my sister was studying architecture then. My mom's an interior designer. So I thought I'll do civil engineering because it's the same family, you know, like it falls in place. Then this competition happened, which was Fresh Face by Times of India. I won that competition and when so my photos got printed on on the newspapers, and then I got my first audition call. And I think when I gave my first audition is when I really found the courage to take this step and say this to myself that, you know, maybe I want to try this. Maybe I want to do it. Like I started by saying that I want to try this.
I'm trying this to look where you've come already. But I want to take you back to what you said a while back. You said I used to dance in front of the mirror. Do you remember what song it used to be more often than not?
I think there were a lot of Madhuri Dixit songs because, you know, I also came from a Maharashtrian household. So Madhuri ma'am had this very big persona and aura in Marathi families. So I think all of her songs.
I sometimes feel maybe, wow, you know, I'm getting into an industry that I know no one. What is it going to do for me? How challenging is it going to be? How did you kind of fight those thoughts?
When I decided to be an actor, and I remember it was a conversation my parents actually had with me. That's when my parents said that if you really want to be an actor, I think you should just shift to arts because you should not be doing these two different things and not know what you want to do. You should rather focus on one thing and do it really well. And I think that really changed everything for me, because when they gave me the confidence of, you know, going out there and doing my best, I was just very excited. In the first so many years, I was never nervous. I never thought, oh, what would happen? Oh, I'm not from this film. None of that came to my mind. I was just very excited that I get to do what I've wanted to do. Even if I didn't crack an audition, even if I didn't get the part, for the first year, it was just about being very happy that I'm able to do this, that my parents approve that I do this.
And very few people can really sit up and say, my parents were okay with it from the word go. So big props to your parents.
Even when I shifted to arts from science, so many of my friends said, "Arey, tere parents ko bol de, humko adopt kar le."
What was their reaction when they saw you on screen for the first time?
I remember my mom's reaction very well. She just started crying and she was just so emotional, and so was my sister actually. During Bunty Bubbly 2, when, you know, the film starts and there's this Yash Raj logo and you have your names coming in. So I think that was a really proud moment, and for me as well, because, you know, like I said, I always wanted to prove my parents right, you know, about their belief in me.
Do you remember an audition that kind of made you feel like, oh God, this is really challenging, like how am I going to do this? Or did you just feel all auditions came easy to you?
No. The first audition that I did, I thought I wasn't blinking.
What?
Yeah, like I really thought that, you know, I was just stuck. And because you don't know, like somebody's put a camera in front of you and that's a scene and you're just like, okay, abhi kya karna hai? That was a film like, I don't know, in 2014, I think.
When did you realize, an instant or a moment that you realized, wow, I'm an actor today? Do you remember that instant?
I think when I signed like my contract for Forgotten Army, I still have a video of that actually. Before Forgotten Army, it had been almost 5 years and I hadn't gotten any film or any show or none of that. So I think that was really that defining moment that I thought that I'm an actor, because before that so many films were gonna happen, didn't fall through. I got selected and that didn't happen. So, you know, I was always just waiting for that sign on a paper.
Right.
So I think that's what happened.
We're all so glad, right? She signed that paper and she's sitting here with us, guys. That really is. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you remember your first day on the set?
Yeah, I do.
The first shot, what you felt? Tell us that.
I remember there was a scene in Forgotten Army, and when I shot that scene, I remember that it was me and 2 other actors, and I was following my lines like word by word. Other 2 actors were, you know, like they were saying their lines, but they'd made it their own.
Yeah.
So they were just, you know, going with the flow. And in my head, I remember thinking like, amateurs, I have learned all my lines. perfectly, and these two people are just, you know, saying whatever. So they clearly, because they were doing things like, maine socha tha. So I was like, why are they doing this and all, you know, like what is happening? And then after a few takes, Kabir sir called me and he said, you know, Sharvri, you can make these lines your own. And I was like, oh shit, looks like I was the amateur. I thought that I had to stick to everything like verbatim, like I couldn't change anything. That was really my first day as an actor.
Now we want to talk a little bit about Munjya. So it's crossed 100 crore mark. It is one of the top films of the year. Tell us about being on the sets of this film and how did this film particularly add to your craft as an actor?
Munjya is a really special film, truly, because I feel that it's an underdog film. Was not that kind of film which had like these big announcements or like big star casts attached to it. I think it was really a film that was being made with a lot of love, with a lot of hard work. And like you said, what added to my craft would just be the fact that there was so much honesty on that set. And we never thought of box office success. We never thought of, oh, what will happen and this and that. Because I guess there was really not that kind of pressure on this film. People didn't know this film at all. But it was just that day when I realized that, you know, when you put in so much hard work and when your heart is in the right place, the film does this.
Someone I've spoken to who's been a part of the film has said exactly this. You know, we had like this
we all really love each other in Munjya. Like it's weird, but we all love each other.
Is there an anecdote you'd like to share with us from the sets that kind of stays with you and it just brings so much happiness to you?
You know, I used to do this prosthetics and we were shooting in this village of Konkan. And it's always very dim lit, like any village, there's not too many lights, it's always very sunsan, there are not too many people. So whenever I used to walk from my van to the set, which was like an old bungalow, at least 2-3 kids would scream. So, I mean, it's not like a sweet anecdote.
It was like, oh my God.
But even Taran, who was in the film, I remember it used to be so dimly lit and he used to be like, don't look at me, don't look at me. Mere paas mat dekh. And I used to be like, bro, you know it's me, like what is wrong with you? But it was really funny because the villagers used to get damn scared when I was to walk from my van to the bungalow. So that was really sweet.
You know, it's not just the film, it's also your song Taras. Right? Tell us about that. I believe that you had a really tough time shooting that song and it was the level of exhaustion, but you aced it. So tell us about the day on sets.
So actually, Taras happened almost like 10 or 15 days before the film released. So that was, we had really less time. And so we had 1 day of shoot.
Right.
And we shot for like around 15 hours or 18 hours on the stretch. And I had some 3 days to rehearse. I was rehearsing every single day, every hour, because it was my first solo song. So I think that I really pushed, you know, my own bar. Honestly, that day just flew because I was very happy when I was shooting Taras. The next day when my feet were hurting is when I realized that I danced for 18 hours. On that day, I was fine.
Hello.
Hi.
I just had a request that if we all could just join you and do the hook step together.
Of course, y'all can.
Come guys, y'all can come on the stage. So much love, Sharvari. Must feel overwhelming sometimes?
No, it really is actually. It feels almost like unreal and like pinch me kind.
My question is very close to that actually, the next one. We of course know you are shooting for Yash Raj's next YRF'S Alpha opposite Alia Bhatt. Does it sometimes feel surreal to you that this is all happening to you?
It definitely does feel surreal. I've always, you know, I've always dreamt of working with Alia. I remember in so many interviews, they used to ask me, oh, who do you want to work with? And I used to take Alia's name. And at that point, I thought, you know, like, maybe, like, whenever. But I didn't know that it would happen so soon. I'm just very, very grateful to be on that set. And I think that in some way or the other, I always, you know, whenever I used to give that answer, I guess I manifested towards really working with Alia.
I was going to say just that. You have very strong manifesting powers.
For someone like me and who's such a young actor, to be on set with Alia and to see her perform every single day is like a masterclass. Alpha is just one big learning masterclass for me, and I'm just basically enjoying through it all.
I know you can't tell us much about the film just yet. But is there anything that you can share about, you know, you prepping for the role or anything you could give us a little bit, just tease us a bit? 2
women who will be doing a lot of action. And I think that it'll be such a cool film to see like 2 women being so badass.
You said you manifested it and I'm sure you guys are having a great time on the set, right? But tell me, is there something about Alia that you feel really sets her apart from all the other actors that you worked with, and something that maybe you'd like to imbibe into your own personality?
Apart from the fact that she is definitely one of the most incredible actors of the country, I think it is the choice of films that have always kind of stayed with me. They've always been different, they've always been challenging, and there's always been some incredible stories. So I feel like as an audience, I always look at her choices. Hopefully I can imbibe that someday.
I think you're already making all the right choice. I want to know, what is the most challenging thing about being an actor?
That initially I think it's the wait, because it's the wait for the right film, or the wait for a film to really click.
Yeah.
I think that wait is actually really something that is definitely challenging. Not every film is successful, and not every film gives you what you want. So I think that the most challenging thing would be to just kind of, you know, be patient in this wait and be positive in this wait.
But do you sometimes find it challenging to kind of hold on to who you are at the core? Because of course, you know, as actors, you get so many offers and you have to refuse some because maybe you don't align with them sometimes, right? So do you find that maybe it's slightly challenging saying, oh, but it's a film, it's work, should I say no?
I think I always listen to my gut. I think that if my instant reaction on something is not very excited about a project, then I don't sign up for it. At the end of the day, I'm here because I love what I do, and I don't want to be stuck doing a project I don't like for the next 6 months.
Since we have so many fans here, I want to know, which has been your most memorable fan moment, unless one of these replace it today? Now that we'll know at the end of it.
Oh,
this is something more happening for you.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
She has a fan page for me, I know
How
that.
sweet.
Oh,
I hope you like it. It's little something I've tried.
how sweet. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to properly see this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think it tops it, yeah. Like, come on. I think my answer is definitely this. This is so sweet.
Okay, so your most memorable fan moment is?
Okay, today I've had some really sweet moments. I got a rose and I've gotten like a whole scrapbook. I mean, I think these are definitely top moments.
Okay, thank you guys for adding more amazing memories. Thank you so much. So now we're going to play a game. Okay, it's between you and them.
Oh,
okay.
Fun.
So you have to tell us the right answers. I'm going to ask them to guess.
I have to tell the right answer.
Yeah, what is the right answer?
Yeah,
okay.
So one after they've guessed.
Yes. Okay, guys, y'all are ready? Okay. So we're going to go, just raise your hands or just scream, whatever you like, okay? Which college did Sharvari attend?
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, Ruparel. Okay, I think this everyone knows. Who's Sharvari's favorite actor?
Shah Rukh Khan. They're right about that also. There are many, they're right.
Okay, do you know another favorite actor of hers? There's one more.
There's one more. Yeah, she's right. She's right, Ranveer Singh.
Wow, okay. If she could be anything apart from being an actor, what would she be? I'll give you 3 options, okay? Would she be a doctor, an artist, or a baker? Artist? Why do you guys think she'll be an artist?
Because I already am, that's why they're saying artist.
Oh, what's the right answer?
The right answer is a baker. I always wanted to learn like be a pastry chef.
But do you bake at all?
I do.
Okay, so next time maybe you can get some for us.
I will. I will.
If Sharvari could spend a day, where would she spend it? By the beach or just staring at the mountains?
You guys are wrong about it.
Because, you know, beach is the most common answer.
Yeah, that is true.
If she was deserted on an island, who do you think she'd pick to spend the day with? Her sister, Ranveer Singh, or her best friend? So easy. What? I thought I was putting Ranveer Singh and like getting ahead of you all. If she could eat just one thing for the rest of her life, what would she eat? You want options?
I think to give them options.
Misal pav, sushi, or puran poli?
Puran poli.
I'm bad, they know me
What
very
is
well.
this? Sharvari could switch lives with someone for a day. Who would it be?
Priyanka Chopra.
Priyanka Chopra, okay. Anybody else wants to take a guess? Shah Rukh Khan.
Wow, that'd be damn cool.
That'd be very cool. What would you do if you woke up as Shah Rukh Khan one day?
I don't know, bro.
Okay, guys, any more guesses?
I think this is throwing them off though.
Yeah,
but
I
I will answer this. It's actually my dog Miso.
That is too cute.
I would love to just hang around the whole day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also a dog person.
Yeah.
And just know what they're thinking.
Just know
Why
what
are
they
you
think.
just
That is
staring?
true. That is true.
If she had the option to choose a dream director and a dream actor, for one film, who would she choose?
Sanjalila Bhansali.
Okay. Dude, this is too much for me. Y'all are just too die-hard for me. And what about an actor?
Boss, they've got it. They've got the combo.
I can't do this. Y'all have won everything. I don't like this at all.
You can take the rose just as a consolation.
Sorry, I'm giving it
I'm
back.
not giving it back. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we'll take some audience questions if anybody would like to ask.
Not a question, but a request. If you can recite your dialogue from Maharaj.
Oh, from Maharaj. आप करेंगे मुझसे शादी? अच्छा चलो शादी के बदले शादी बोल तो करेंगे
Sir,
शादी?
sure.
मामा मासी का तो फर्क है बोलो हाँ कि हाँ.
Thank you, sir.
Hi Sharvari, first of all, congratulations on all of your achievements.
Thank you.
Like, what genre of movies do you plan to work in?
Hopefully like a rom-com, because I haven't done like an out and out love story sort of a rom-com, so hopefully that.
So related to the Munjya movie, like my question is, what was the biggest challenge when you were preparing for the role, and how did you overcome that challenge?
My biggest challenge actually was the prosthetic, because Munjya as a character was a complete CGI character, and we didn't have a reference to that character till it finally got made, and it got made 1 year later. So when that part where Munjya comes in my body, I had to really sit with my director to crack a body language, because at the end of the day it was going to be the Munjya who comes in my body. I had trained in this animal walking and stuff like that to basically try and get that right. So that was the biggest challenge, and I overcame it just purely trusting my director.
Thank you so much for talking to us and being here with all of us.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for coming here today.
And every time I meet you, it really feels just, there's so much warmth and there's just so much earnesty. I think that's going to take you such a long way, Sharvri, really. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.